Committee for Tuesday, November 19, 2024. Can I get a roll call, please?
Chair Garcia,
Here.
Vice Chair Ozon, Member Cahill.
Here.
Member Desart, Member Galassi, Member Zay.
Here.
Okay, to make quorum, I'm going to appoint Member Chaplin to be part of our committee today. So thank you for being here, Member Chaplin. Is there any public works today? Any public works, any public comments? No comments. Oh, my goodness. And I have no remarks. Moving on, I make a motion to approve the minutes 24-3098 Public Works Committee meeting minutes, a regular meeting on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. I get a second, I believe. Any discussion on this? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. I make a motion to approve the budget transfer of 24-3099 Facilities Management transfer of funds from account number 5,027,044,54010 DESE, whatever, building improvements in the amount of $7,681 to regular salaries, overtime, employer share IMRF, employer share Social Security, employee medical and hospital insurance for a total amount of $7,681 to reimburse the Public Works Department for their electrician's work on the EECBG grant-funded vehicle charging stations. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I make a motion to approve the claims report of 24-3100 payment of claims, Public Works and Facilities Management. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Make a motion to approve the consent items 24-3101 Institute Form Technologies LLC. This is a contract extension to June 30th, 2025 to complete the outstanding work for Public Works. No change in contract total. We've got a motion and a second. Any discussion on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I make a motion to approve PWP 003024, recommendation for the approval of contract purchase order to Olson Roofing
Second.
Company, Inc. for preparing, removing, and replacing the roof of the Marion Brook Administration Building for the period of November 26, 2024 to June 30th, 2025 for a total contract amount not to exceed $189,755. Got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I make a motion to approve the bid award of 24-3102 recommendation for the approval of contract to Ram Mechanical Services, Inc. for an unforeseen repair of the compressor for the chiller at the Woodridge Green Valley wastewater treatment plant
Second.
for the period of September 1st, 2024 to November 30th, 2024 for a total contract amount not to exceed $5,418 per lowest responsible bid. Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
Yeah, why are we even seeing this? This should be like, this should just go through on the director's signature, no?
I think because there was
I
a.
can elaborate on that one. So we had an original repair to our chiller at Woodridge and it was just under $12,000. Once they got into the repair of the chiller,
Oh.
there was more work that was needed. So we worked with procurement and the additional work was the 5,000. So it put us over the 15. So we needed to come to you for approval.
You're not waiting for approval, you just fixed it, right?
We did. Yeah, we
Yes.
did.
Okay, good.
Yes, they do.
It was hot. Yes.
All fixed. Okay, thank you for the explanation, Sean. Any other discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Make a motion to approve the professional services agreement of FMP 004224, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Kluber Inc. to provide on-call professional architectural and engineering services as needed for facilities management for the period of December 1st, 2024 through May 31st, 2028 for a total contract amount not to exceed $200,000. With a motion a second. Any discussion on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there any old business to be discussed? Okay, under new business, we're gonna go a little discussion about quiet rooms. Jeff, if you want to come up here, and then we're gonna also give a little bit more, I think with some discussion at the county board about lactation rooms. So we're gonna add a little bit more discussion about what we have available already in the county building. So for all of those of you that are interested.
Excuse me.
Jim, this is all about you.
Sorry, excuse me. Ooh.
So yeah, last week at finance, lactation rooms were brought up as part of the HR discussion and policy. We do have 2 existing lactation rooms in the 421 building. In 2016, a board member did bring it to facilities to kind of bring them up to recommended requirement, or not requirements, but to improve them from a pull curtain to separate rooms, lockable doors, electric outlets. There are paper towels available in the room. The chair is sanitizable, the table's cleanable. There's actually a bulletin board they can post pictures and encouraging words on in these rooms. And there's a punch button that you can get, that visitors or employees can get from security, just to keep it from becoming a napping room for general use. But,
I don't know what's there. No, I'm kidding.
Right. So yeah, so we do comply with recommended standards for lactation rooms in this building and other buildings on campus as well, so.
Yeah, I think
We do have them on campus, other.
Yeah, so it did become a requirement for courthouses in 2019, and there is one in the JOF, there's one in 501,
Oh.
Care Center, Animal Services, when they open their new addition, there will be a lockable conference room that will comply as well.
Yeah.
From memory, DuCom has, it's a decompression room and it's a multi-purpose.
So this is available now, and I think it's not exactly how it was being discussed at finance last time, where it was just like a stall in the bathroom. It's actually a very nice room, so which I did not know was aware of. I was not aware of this because of course I'm past that age. And so I'm glad for the employees that will be needing it. So in the near future. So very supportive of this. Okay, we'll move on to quiet rooms that are being proposed.
So onto the quiet room, so these have, excuse me, these have come up kind of tangentially to the Heritage Gallery as we've kind of discussed places to take quiet calls or meetings. They've kind of reinvented the phone booth, only you bring your own phone or laptop instead of having a payphone in there. You know, if you walk around the building during the week, you'll see a lot of employees in stairwells or wandering outside to take calls. Public visitors sometimes need to get additional information for the clerk's office or the recorder. And you know, you don't want to be discussing social security numbers or whatever else in a public area. We've started looking online, and we're starting to dive into the national contracts and trying to find, a lot of these booths come kind of as kits that get shipped to you, and then you can pop them up. Some of them have fans in the base to keep the air circulation through, additional lights. Usually you just need an outlet nearby. So if you go to the next slide, please. We're recommending a kind of a pilot booth program where we look for 3 initial booths in the 421 building. We have some tentative locations mapped out on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd floors. We let employees know about these. We'd kind of do a period of just seeing how much they're used, how durable they are, if there's any abuse. Typically they're clear windows, but we could also put like an opaque finish on there. So, you know, it's occupied, but you know, you can't see who's in there, or, you know, if it's a more sensitive phone call, you probably don't want people watching you the whole time. We have security also work with us and keep an eye on them, make sure they're not being overused. And then in the future, if we deem it a success and they're heavily used, we could always add on as needed.
Yeah, and I think when I discussed this also, I mean, part of this is for people who might be having some mental health issues and they just need to get away for a little bit and have a little bit of a quiet. So that's why I'm really in favor of the opaque clear, because I don't think if you're in there, that's going to help with you're having a mental health issue and you just need to take the space away from people for a second to regain your composure. And so I'm for more of the opaque, but I do know that that's a security issue, and so I'm glad that security will be making sure that they are not abused. So any other discussion, members A?
Yeah, I mean, good idea. I think that's way too small. I think you need something a little bigger. I mean, and I think you're gonna get into at some point, we do have people of different religious backgrounds where they need a place maybe to go in and pray at certain times, and I think we might see that down the line, so maybe a bigger room, you know, and some of the floors would help. I mean, that just looks kind of small. And he said, if someone's having an issue too and needs to get away, going in a little room like that might not be the best thing in the world. You
What
know,
we want to do is just get the consensus to move ahead.
Yeah.
That's very helpful.
Yes.
The other thing is like these are plugged in, so there's airflow in there. I mean, if, you know, we need to have airflow in there, so that's part of the cost. So we can pursue that, come back with options for you and all that, but we just, Paula suggested this a while ago and we've just been bogged down, but we want to present it. So we'll come back with you with more ideas. What we want to do is pursue a lot of our national contracts. You know, these are becoming more and more prevalent. So for lack of better term, it's a plug and play, so we can move them if we needed to, et cetera. So I when you say it that way, that totally makes sense. Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
especially for people that are a little
You know,
claustrophobic.
I mean, I don't know about space looking at this building, but you know, we have the atrium area. You know, on the
Right.
outside of the atrium area, there's the brick walls on, you know, the one side, maybe
Right.
that's a spot.
Sure.
We can put one in to start and see, you know, I know some people have seating there or whatever. I don't know how many people use it, but maybe that's a spot.
The Asian is exactly one spot we were thinking outside. The credit union is one. We were thinking by, I was calling the stormwater models on the second floor, where we could actually have them where you're looking outside. And then the third, and this is just staff thoughts, we can figure these out.
We don't move those
And-
stormwater models. They've been there 20.
Wait, I don't wanna move the
25 years.
models.
I mean, God, you know,
But we thought is in one of them, you could actually have a view outside. And then on the third floor, we were actually thinking maybe, between the north and the central area, there's the brick wall, there's a pretty isolated where nobody's there, where you go by. So we're trying to have some areas, we have privacy, some different settings, but we're not married to those, and again, they're portable, so all we gotta do is probably just run 120 volts, 20 amp, 110 volt, 20 amp, and plug and play, so.
And they do come in different sizes, right?
Right, we will pursue some options, come back to you with your ideas and suggestions, and to move ahead with this.
Okay. Yeah, member Keo.
Yes, thanks. I'm in support of this. My only question is, I've seen them downtown at certain clubs and they're not opaque. They're clear. You know, they're like a phone booth or they're like a little bit bigger. Maybe the bottom is wooden and then the top is glass. I just think adding the extra security piece of it can be costly. And I just am not sure I like the opaqueness of it.
My only concern with that, if someone's having a mental health issue, if they're, and I know that from that they will think everyone's staring at them if they're in a clear booth.
I had a very,
Maybe, I don't know.
as I go through this, I go both ways. What we can do is we can see what exterior finishes they have available,
Right.
and then we can present that to you guys with some staff thoughts along with staff thoughts from Keith Briggs. And then we can go through those. And the other one is we can buy one and see it, and then we can buy another one and another one. So I understood.
Okay,
Sure, this to me seems walk before we run type of scenario. So
okay.
I had the same thought that I don't think it should be 100% opaque. That's just me, even if it's the size of a medium-sized softball, just something to see. But we'll go through that with you and you guys make the final call on that. Sure.
There'll have to be procedures too to get in there. I'm sure nobody's gonna, same thing like the rooms for the mothers, they're gonna have to have a code to get in there and they'll know when they go in, so security will be alerted.
I don't want to complicate life, but an option
Yeah.
could be possibly swipes.
Yeah.
So we know when you're in, that type of stuff. And, we've all
Security will
got.
get a notice that somebody's in there.
Sure, and we've all gotten the
After
call,
like an hour and a
we've all
half,
gotten
they
the
probably
call
go
where
over to
flight just ended and you've got to, all the
many
focuses to go to that call.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Member Chipman.
Thank you. I don't know, do they come with shades? I'm just saying.
There's a lot, yeah, there's a lot of options you can
Yeah.
dive
Right,
into.
the
so-
two we
That would be
wanted
an
to
option
have,
then.
that's why we're suggesting the shade, because like your car in the sun and what we're looking with the HVAC project, if you're in the sun, they get hot, right?
And we want to find something that's easily cleanable, housekeeping
Yes,
can
yeah.
keep up as well, so.
Yeah.
So we will come up with ideas and come back, if it sounds like that's consensus.
Sounds like we have
if you-
consensus for the board members that
Yes.
are here, so I know you just got here, Vice Chair Ozog, but I would assume have any questions on this at all, or no? Okay. All right, I would say proceed then. All right, okay, without objection, we are adjourned.
Um,